Hello there guys, welcome to Dinos Vault. Finally the time is here. I get my hands on the much awaited Hero Xpulse 200T. So my first ride impression and everything that you need to know is what is coming up. So without further ado, let's get started with this review.
My heart's sinking to my feet. I'm lying 'cause I can't touch you. Why can't you just hear me?
This is the Hero Xpulse 200T, the neo-retro Street Fighter cousin of the standard Xpulse dual sport bike. And yes, the T in the name 200T stands for touring. Now the 200T gets the same power plant as the standard Xpulse. In fact, the power plant is shared across all the 200 series range of sports motorcycles launched recently from Hero, which includes the Extreme 200R, Extreme 200S, Xpulse and the Xpulse 200T. Powering this bike is an air-cooled single-cylinder 2-valve 199.6cc carbureted engine which puts out 18.4 PS of max power at 8000 rpm and 17.1 Nm of max torque at 6500 rpm. We get a 5-speed gearbox. Please note that we only get a carbureted variant for the 200T and do not get an FI variant like we get for the Xpulse dual sport model. Looking at the design, it's a unique design which I think will attract a lot of attention because of the round headlamp which oozes a classic retro look, but it's not all classic and vintage styling alone. Hero have incorporated some modern elements as well by offering a full LED headlamp and dual lighting elements within, which I'm pretty damn sure is gonna win hearts right from the word go. Moving on to the profile, we get a retro styled fuel tank with carved out knee recesses that perfectly complement the bike's retro theme. The alloy wheel design looks quite attractive and radical to make this bike stand apart. The exhaust is nice and chunky and offers the typical rumble of the cafe racers from the 70s. At the back, the tail light looks very neatly encapsulated and appears ultra premium. The word premium can be associated almost everywhere in this bike because there's no compromise in terms of build quality. The quality of material or plastics or equipment used is really premium. This starts with the ribbed seat, which is my personal favorite. A joint favorite and an absolute delight is the handlebar. This is hands down the best quality handlebar and handlebar positioning, which results in offering ultimate riding pleasure in and around this segment. Also, a worthy mention has to go to the luggage rack, which is also of very good quality. So kudos to Hero for giving us top-notch build quality even in a budget-friendly bike. The switchgear is neatly laid out. We get a high beam flasher and an engine kill switch. The instrument panel is very neatly laid out and is also very well equipped. Readouts include a gear position indicator, average speed, the eco mode shift indicator, clock, etc. Then of course we have the Bluetooth connectivity via an app which shows who's calling, and it also offers turn-by-turn navigation, which is absolutely outstanding in this price range. Please note that we also get a USB charging port under the seat, which would really come in handy. Talking about the brakes, we get a 276mm disc up front and a 220mm disc at the back. We get single channel ABS as standard, which means ABS is operational only on the front wheel. Please do check out my What is ABS video to know everything about the ABS tech and how it really works as a life-saving feature. I'm leaving a link in the description portion below. Another good thing about this bike is that we get a Kickstarter along with the standard self-start button, which really comes in handy when the battery dies down. Talking about suspension, we get 37mm telescopic forks up front and a 7-step adjustable rear monoshock, which are ideally damped to offer superb high-speed stability. Talking about the tires, we get 17-inch wheels and tubeless tires. We get a 100/80 tire up front and a 130/70 tire at the back. And please note that the rear tire is a radial tire which offers superior road grip. Giving you other details about the bike, we get a 13-liter tank which offers decent tank range. Seat height is 799mm, which makes it easily accessible for riders of all sizes. Ground clearance is 177mm, more than sufficient to clear the speed breakers. So now it's time to check out my first ride impression, so let's go ahead with that.
So as usual, let's start off with my trademark acceleration test. That was sweet. So that was the acceleration test of the 200T. It does around 115 kilometers per hour max, and I was riding in favorable conditions with the wind behind me. So, but still, it's more of a good torquey machine rather than a top speed machine. What I like about the bike, the best part about the bike is the handlebar, the seat, and the riding ergonomics. You won't find a bike that is so comfortable in terms of riding ergonomics and so confidence inspiring, wherein you can literally feel like, you know, playing around with the motorcycle all day long. So this undoubtedly is the major strong point of the Xpulse 200T, and something that will overshadow and that will allow the 200T to outshine the competition, be it in its own 200cc segment or the 150 to 160cc segment, because the bike is priced so damn aggressively. I mean, it's almost on par with some of the 150 to 160cc bikes. So you get more than what you can bargain for. You get a 200cc motorcycle from the top manufacturer here in India, the number one two-wheeler manufacturer here in India. You get a nice and juicy power plant which gives you that instant kick-off kind of acceleration, instant acceleration, good torquey machine, instant torque at the ring of the throttle. Yes, it doesn't offer great top speed, but this is not a super sport machine to expect top of the line top speed. It's a fun oriented motorcycle that offers loads and loads of fun and agility and handling. I can say it's the very definition of joy. That's how brilliant this machine is. Honestly, I didn't walk into this review expecting it to be so good. So the best part is the way the handlebar is laid out, the way the tank is laid out, the way the seat is cushioned, and the way it is positioned, the way the rider foot pegs are positioned. It just gives you one of a kind riding experience that you haven't experienced so far, at least in the entry-level sport bike segment. So I believe Hero MotoCorp have gotten the formula bang on in terms of giving best value for money by offering more cubic capacity, almost a 200cc machine for the price of a 150 to 160cc machine. The power is there. It is not, you don't feel the lack of power. You get just the right kind of power to offer that engaging riding experience, something that will have you captivated through the course of the day as you ride this motorcycle through the urban jungle, on the open stretches, on the highways, or even if you choose to go touring on this machine. I'm sure it will be able to cruise at around 90-95 kilometers per hour, or maybe even 100 kilometers per hour without any uncertainty or offering any vibrations. So let's just check the cruising capability. Now I'm upright. Wow, what an engine! Great acceleration, great intensity. Oh my god, doesn't get better than this. 87-90 kilometers per hour. There's no vibrations, maybe just a wee bit of vibration on the handlebar on the right side, but 85 is the sweet spot, I can say. The exhaust is nice and throaty. Wow, what a machine. I believe I am the last one to review this motorcycle. Almost everyone else has already reviewed this, so I was feeling a little dejected that I couldn't get to review this bike earlier, but I'm forgetting all of that while riding this machine. It is such an embodiment of joy. I mean, such a definition of joy. Now I wonder whether the Xpulse can match the kind of riding experience that the 200T has on offer, because it's so fun filled, so ideal for Indian conditions, and just the right kind of formula that you and I were looking for if we were to go with an entry-level sport bike in the affordable range. So now I guess it's time for my standard braking test. The bike comes equipped with single channel ABS. We get a 276mm disc up front and a 220mm disc at the back. So let us take the bike to 60 kilometers per hour and slam on the brakes. Oh wow, brilliant braking. The front wheel doesn't lock up, and the bike comes to a standstill in a very controlled manner. Kudos to Hero MotoCorp. Braking is just as much as confidence inspiring as you would want it to be. Just a small braking tip for all of you newbies out there: always put more pressure on the front brake when compared to the rear brake. Experts maintain around 75-25 or 80-20, especially when you have single channel ABS. You can be rest assured that the front wheel won't lock up even under harsh braking scenarios or panic braking scenarios, and that holds so very true in in case of the Xpulse 200T. It's an absolutely phenomenal machine. Best value for money proposition that you can buy in this segment, undeniably, especially after riding this. I just don't want to let go of this machine. And as I told you, I wonder whether the Xpulse dual sport model would be able to match the kind of riding pleasure that this machine has on offer. I won't be surprised if this outsmarts the entire competition and turns out to be an absolute blockbuster hit in the days to come. The engine is refined, the intensity is there, the engaging riding experience is there, whole lot of overtaking power on offer. All you need to do is just ring the throttle and the bike simply comes alive, as you can see, in 4th gear. And hear the exhaust roar. Oh my god, this is almost feeling like a motard for me for a moment. Yes, I can relate this to the kind of ecstasy that a motard motorcycle has on offer, because it's light, it's nimble, offers superb handling characteristics, brilliant agile handling thanks to the brilliantly laid out chassis and the swing arm and the rear monoshock. The 130 section radial rear tire allows you to attack every corner with utmost confidence, but please make sure that you have the appropriate tire pressure always on the front wheel as well as the rear wheel, because that is crucial for optimized braking performance. Now, before I let go of this machine, let me give you guys a quick idea of the acceleration this bike has on offer. We have a truck right in front of us. Oh my god. I'm feeling like Tom Cruise in the movie Night and Day, where he rides a hypermotard, but it's not actually a hypermotard. You can know which bike he's riding by watching my hypermotard review. I leave a link in the description portion below. But this is so much fun. I mean, indescribable fun. You have to ride it to believe it. I was so skeptical about this machine when I first looked at it, but this has won my heart all over. It's like falling in love for the first time. So that's the kind of feeling. It's such a joy, such a joy, such a brilliant proposition. Hats off to Hero MotoCorp. I wouldn't be surprised if they come back to their glorious form, which they enjoyed during the CBZ times and the Charisma times. This bike especially is all set to redefine value for money proposition, redefine riding pleasure, and redefine the motorcycling joy that makes it so special. The suspension is ideally tuned. It is very slightly on the stiffer side, but that's again to offer brilliant handling characteristics and offer that much support while you're doing higher speeds, close to 100 kilometers per hour. So I wouldn't mind that. The seat is not too soft again, because overly soft seats also tend to give you butt ache. So this is the right kind of cushioning that the seat offers, and it's a very premium quality ribbed pattern seat. So I love the way the seat has come out. And the foot pegs, oh my god, the foot peg positioning is so spot on. And the handlebar, what a beauty. I mean, the wide handlebar allows you to play around with this bike. It's just so perfect in every which way possible.
Mileage wise, I believe we can expect anything around 36 to 40 kmpl from this bike. Price ex-showroom Hyderabad for the Xpulse 200T is rupees 93,000, which makes it an absolute steal because it is almost priced on par with some of the 150 and 160cc motorcycles. But we get a whole lot more as a package, and more than anything else, the best riding pleasure that we've experienced in this price range to date. Until next time, this is Dino saying ciao, take care, God bless and ride safe.